Okay, so we're here with Guido at GS Music. Hey, man.
Hi, how are you?
Good, good. Yeah, you've got some lovely gear on the table here. Yeah, talk us through what you've got for us.
Okay, thank you. We are very happy to be here at Superbooth. This is our first time. So this is the BRISS 6. This is our new synth. It's been recently released. It's a desktop analog polyphonic synthesizer, 6 voices. Let me play something. It's the idea about this synth is having a very straightforward synthesizer with the classic analog layout and signal path. We have sawtooth and pulse waveforms. You can turn them off as well. You can add a sub-oscillator, and you can combine the sawtooth and pulse. And in the case of the pulse, you can modulate the width. You can modulate that with the LFO as well. Well, you can modulate the oscillator as well. Then we have a 4-pole ladder filter. With resonance. We can modulate the filter with the envelope, LFO, or keyboard tracking. We have an amplifier, voltage control amplifier, which can be modulated with the LFO, for instance. And it has keyboard tracking as well. You can see in the screen, it shows a representation of what you're changing. Then you have the envelopes. They are classic ADSR envelopes. You have attack, delay, sustain, and release.
And 2 envelopes.
Yes, 2 envelopes. The first one controls the filter, while the second one controls the amplifier. Then we have an LFO with 5 waveforms, triangle, ramp up, ramp down, square, and this is sample and hold, random sample and hold. You can modulate, let's modulate the filter, for example.
Where do you set the destination for the LFO?
Well, you have the control in each destination. For example, here on the oscillator, if you want to modulate the oscillator, or the pulse width for the filter, for the amplifier.
Fantastic.
Then we have the presets control. You can have up to from 111 to 888, so 512 presets. I think that's a lot.
Absolutely, yeah, loads.
You have different voice modes. You have, let me show you some. For example, this one is unison. You have poly stereo. That's polyphonic with the voices panned from left to right. So that creates an interesting stereo effect.
Absolutely, yeah. It really sounds lush. It's got a lush sound to it.
Thank you. Then you have poly, that's the same, but all the voices to the center. You have mono, that is monophonic. I cannot play more than one note at a time. And then you have unison. That's all the voices together. I can control the tune between the voices. I have portamento as well. Then we have some effects. We have chorus. In this case, we have just a single knob. This knob controls all three parameters, that the depth, the rate, and the mix of the chorus.
All three all together?
Yes, yes. That's because we wanted this to be straightforward, just a single knob here.
Yeah, yeah.
And then for the effect, we have the delay time and the feedback and the mix.
Great. And how far can you go with that feedback? Will it sort of infinitely
In this case, it goes to 100%, so it will stay there forever.
Excellent. You can do some Terry Riley stuff.
Yes, yes. And then another interesting feature for unison patches. Well, you have some, if you hold shift and press some of these buttons, you can access some other menus. This one, for example, has one that's called unison interval. So you can, if you have a unison patch, you can have intervals like a fifth here. So I think that's interesting because it gives you more possibilities in a single oscillator per voice synth.
Definitely, definitely.
And I think another very interesting feature that's not only present on this synthesizer, but all CS Music synthesizers, is that it supports MPE. So I can control, for example, with this app, this is shear shred. I can control like you see, I can do, instead of doing a pitch bend of all the voices, I can do it individually. Or I can,
Yeah, that's fantastic.
I can play a monophonic patch. I can, with some gestures, I can modulate the filter a little bit. And that's independent for each voice, so I can do like. I can modulate the filter of one of the notes without affecting the other.
That's really
So
cool,
that's
isn't it?
really interesting, especially if you know how to play these kind of controllers.
And it's really stable in that mode as well. Like everything stays really well together.
Yes, well, that's another cool feature. The tuning of this has VCOs, analog voltage control oscillators, but it's still very stable in tuning. I didn't even use auto tuning now. Just came from Buenos Aires and didn't tune this.
Excellent. That's good. That's
because
good.
it's it's very stable. It doesn't have any warm-up time. It's just you turn it on and it's in tune. So I think that's great for an analog synth.
Great. And this is available now. This
This is
version?
available now. It's available in our online store, and we have many dealers all around the world. We have in the US, in Europe, in the UK as well, in Australia as well.
Great. And alongside it, you have the keyboard version.
Yes, this is the keyboard version. This is still a prototype, but it's fully functional. We expect to release this this year. I don't want to promise a date because last time I promised a date, I completely missed that date.
Yeah, you can. I mean, a rough estimate is fine. Often safer.
Yes, I would say this year. I don't know when, but it will be this year.
Cool. Okay. And what are the feature differences over having the keyboard version?
Well, if you take this part, this is exactly the same. And of course, we are adding a keyboard. You cannot see it in the video, but this is a semi-weighted keypad. This is a fatter keypad with aftertouch. so it's a high quality keyboard. And we added some arpeggiator and sequencer as well.
Superb.
So let me show you something that I think it's particularly interesting. That is, in the arpeggiator you have the pattern, you have the range, time division, tempo, and then these are the what you would usually find in an arpeggiator. But let me show you something. Okay, this is a regular up-down pattern, but if you press this, you have this is called double. It does the arpeggio with 2 notes at a time. That's very interesting.
Yeah, great.
And if you press shift, if you hold shift and press this, that's a triple mode. So 3 notes at a time.
Is that 3 over different octaves? Like
yes,
what's the split of that, of the doubling? Or is it double triggering?
Is it, because it's polyphonic, it's triggering 2 consecutive notes of the arpeggio.
Hey, nice.
Or 3 in the case of triple. It's like making an arpeggio with the chords inversions. So I think that's interesting.
Yeah,
and
really
I haven't
nice.
seen that in any other synth, or at least any hardware synth.
And it's a really pleasing sound to the ear.
Yes.
It's really nice.
I think most people think about an arpeggiator for a monophonic synth, but we have a polyphonic synth, so we can make things like that.
Great. And what about the sequencer? Tell us about the sequencer. What can you do with
Okay,
that?
this is work in progress, but I can show you. It's a polyphonic sequencer. You can play, you can press record and play a sequence. You can, if you hold a note or a chord and you press this, you can add a tie. Or if you are not holding any note or any chord, you can add silence with this.
Excellent.
Now I press play. And then you have the tie there and the silence.
So you recorded one of them in note after note, and then the
Yes.
other one you recorded in as like a step, in the step itself.
Yes, it's a step sequencer, but you have the ability to add ties or rest.
Great.
So
And how much can you store in the sequencer? What's its sort of capacity?
well, that is something that we haven't decided that yet. But the idea is having plenty of capacity.
And does that store also if you're putting aftertouch on the notes and the MPE stuff?
No, that's not recorded. It's more like a classic sequencer.
Yeah, but I guess you could embellish while it's playing. One thing I wanted to ask about the LFO, you're able to sync the LFO to the timing as well?
No, you are not able to sync the LFO here. That's because the idea of this synth is being very straightforward. You can do that in the E7 that we will cover in a moment. But yeah, then here you have the octave buttons. And the pitch and modulation wheels.
Lovely. Fantastic. And this one, how much does this one retail for? And do you have a rough idea of the price for this one when it's available?
We are right now working with our US dealers because of the new tariffs. We have to adjust the price. So, like a few weeks ago, it was $9.99 in the US. In Europe, it's a little bit higher due to taxes. That depends on the dealers. We sell at $9.99 in our online store, but when it arrives, you will have to pay some import duties, especially in Europe.
Yeah. Great, and let's move on to the third one here.
Okay.
Yeah, so this has been out for a while, I believe.
Yes, this has been around for around 3 years now. This is our flagship synthesizer. So the idea of this is having a lot of features, classic analog sound. It has 2 oscillators going through a mixer, then to a filter and amplifier. In this case, we have 3 LFOs and 2 envelopes. Then we have chorus and delay as well.
Right, and they look fantastic, these synthesizers, really incredible.
Thank you. Then you have more modulation capabilities here because you have all the 3 LFOs, you have the 2 envelopes. I want to focus on the things you wouldn't usually find on this kind of synthesizers. For example, if you press shift, you activate the secondary functions. Those are the ones highlighted, like this one that says transpose, issue1 mod. So you can have some interesting stuff, like you can modulate you have velocity modulation of the envelopes. You can make them faster or slower depending on the velocity. You have keyboard tracking of the envelopes, so that's quite interesting. Let's see if we can get some effect of that.
And is it still same number of presets? Was it 512?
Yes.
Amazing. I guess with the arpeggiator on this other synth as well, that you're going to have different presets. You have access to the arpeggiator, the sequencer. Will you have like new presets for this particular model?
Yes, the presets are different. Yeah, because the architecture is different. The signal path is very similar, but you have just a single oscillator here, and you have 2 oscillators here.
Okay.
Each oscillator also has its own sub-oscillator, and then you have noise control here, so you can have white noise added.
Excellent. And I guess you have more effect controls here.
Yes, you can control all the. Let's turn off the delay. You can control the mix of the chorus, the rate and the depth. I'm now exaggerating a little bit, but you can control all of them.
Beautiful. Cool, well thank you so much for showing us, Guido. Really impressive. Do you have a rough price in mind for the keyboard version when it's available, possibly this year?
Yes, we are aiming for 1,500 or maybe 1,600. Everything is changing this time, so
absolutely, yeah.
I cannot know.
Well, they look fantastic. They sound amazing. We wish you best of luck with the launch.
Well, thank you very much.